Rob?
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we're taking a look at the DC Collectibles New 52 John Stewart Green Lantern figure. I am winding down my collection with the New 52 figures from DC Collectibles that I'm going to be picking up. I'm not going to be getting too many of the Earth 2 figures. Maybe save one. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Maybe two, actually. But this is actually the last wave, the John Stewart's the last wave of the New 52, being him, Harley Quinn, and the standard Joker before he had his face cut off. Once I realized they were going to do a John Stewart, I had to get John Stewart. Just being a Green Lantern fan and a Justice League fan, a Justice League cartoon fan. For a lot of people, John Stewart is their Green Lantern, and I am really wondering and kind of hoping that we will see a John Stewart Green Lantern. Not just for diversity's sake, but I think for a lot of people, he is their Green Lantern over Hal Jordan. I'm very much a fan of Hal Jordan, and I like John Stewart. That being said, Kyle Rayner is my favorite Green Lantern, but sadly he didn't get a New 52 figure made of him, but we did get one of John Stewart, and he's really, really good. Very simplistic, very much in the way of the original New 52 line of figures before they started getting into all of the extra articulation. But everything John Stewart has here is really good. And one of the things I really like are his green eyes. For the first part of his creation in the comics, he had the typical Green Lantern mask, and after a while he went away with it and got his buzz cut going on here, and this is how we've kind of come and known John Stewart. One of the first stories I ever read of the John Stewart Green Lantern was the Mosaic storyline. I loved that comic series. It's one that I still pick up and read every now and then. And something else I really like in the figure, I hope it can pick it up here. Can you see? You can answer me. But at first I thought that, oh, they've got green metallic flakes coming off of here, but it's supposed to be that way. You can see all the little different flakes all around in his abs. There's like a nice slight metallic wash, green wash, that is put over top of the black to really make the black stand out. And I like that all of the Green Lantern suits were different to each Green Lantern. This is beautifully sculpted and raised. I think mine is tilted just a little bit. You can kind of see it's going this way. I mean, that is straight, but my figure is not straight. So it doesn't bother me too much. I didn't really notice it until I got it on camera. See a little bit of fuzz in there. Sorry, John. The metallic green that is on the figure is really, really predominant and stands out. As I'm kind of bumping the camera here. Got a little bit of glob right up here. Afraid if I pull that off, I'll get into the black or the base coat of the figure. He's painted very, very clean. Even the gray that kind of underlines his collar, got a little overpaint right there, but not too much. And that gray kind of goes along the back part of here. Very, very solid. The ring looks good. I know in the Mattel figures that sometimes it would just be this blob of paint. They sculpted the ring on there. Very clean around the boots. No treads or anything. One peg hole. Just a very simple figure, and that is not a knock. That is a huge plus in this figure. You don't need too much in a figure like this. Now, I think you could have had the ab crunch. You could have had a waist swivel here. I know in the early stages they didn't want to break the sculpt of the figure, and I can see that to a point, but I think we all would like to have the figures at least turn at the waist. I mean, the abs are clean enough that you could have put a lion right through here and he would have turned just fine. His head, or since I'm talking about the head and we're getting into articulation, doesn't look up at all. It's kind of... this kind of puzzles me a little bit. It's like we went back to the very beginning of the new 52 figures that had minimal articulation, that this came out during the time of the Arkham Knight figures and you know, the Capullo series, where we're getting a lot of articulation, and you went back to old school and not doing too much. So that's kind of the other knock I have, is that I would have liked a little bit more posability, but he is aesthetically correct with the other figures that have come out. So in that case, I'm okay with it, if that makes sense. So the head looks left and right, down really well, and not up at all. Can do the tilt, so I made it sound like he didn't move hardly at all. I mean, he does. He gets some, you know, good, you know, articulation back and forth, but not having the head up. I've always liked the idea of putting the hand up of the Green Lantern with the ring on and be able to look up into the air, maybe towards Oa or something like that. As you can see, the arm goes all the way around. Both come up at a full 90, which is great. Could get in some type of a flight pose, but he can't look up to fly. So I think any character that flies should be able to look up. I mean, he could look down to see what's below. It's my John Stewart voice. I think that's actually pretty close. Bicep swivel, single bend at the elbow, no wrist or hand rotation that I can feel. Nope, none there. No waist or ab crunch. Legs go up to the splits rather well. Very good. Single bend at the knee. A really good, as I'm looking at something else, the figure, pardon me, ankle hinge, which is really nice. So you can get into this little pose where it looks like he's kind of looking down here, like he's descending. So that's actually kind of cool. Get a little flight stand, so maybe he's coming down from the air. So type of a flight pose, okay. But other than that, like I said, just a solid, simple figure, and that's not a knock. I think that is really, really good. So let's look at his predecessor, Hal Jordan Green Lantern. And the two look really, really good together, and their greens are different enough. And some people may think, well, they can't even get the greens right. Each Green Lantern suit is just a little bit different than the next. Even the blacks are not exactly the same, and it's supposed to be that way. Their constructs make their suit just a little bit different. But they look great together, and aesthetically, they both pretty much move exactly the same way, with the exception of the hips. I had forgotten about the original release of the new 52 figures. So this Hal Jordan is just a straight forward and back. There is no like T-jointedness at all to it. So John Stewart does have a little bit of advantage, or yeah, I guess a extra articulation that this particular original series didn't have. So it's kind of a nice way to kind of end cap the series. I'm really happy with the new 52 line from DC Collectibles. I'm kind of excited about the Icons line, but I have said before, I'm a little disappointed that the sizes are different, and they're going to be a little smaller all the way around. Not horrible, but they'll just kind of look out of scale. But that's a different rant. But I think the Icons line is going to be really cool. So what I'd like to do is let's bring up the rest of the Justice League that John Stewart was with. And here's the new 52 version of the Justice League cartoon. Now right away somebody's saying, Rob, isn't that Hawkman in the back? Yes, it is Hawkman. I do not have the Earth 2 new 52 Hawkgirl. Her colors are blue, so she looks different than what Hawkman actually does here. Now I could swap out Hawkman for the DC Hawkgirl that I have here, so it would kind of work a little bit better here, at least character-wise. but she's out of, I mean, she's not that bad out of scale because she could be considered a smaller figure, but just as far as having an actual new 52 version, I think I'm going to go with Hawkman until I get the Hawk Girl figure. She's going to look a little different just because of her costume has changed considerably in the new 52.
I know you gotta go, Hawk Girl.
Was it Star-Crossed Lovers, I believe, is the episode. Really sad where Shira leaves the Justice League. So that's what the DCUC figure looks like with the new 52 figures. I mean, it works just for that, but I would at least like to have the new 52 Hawk Girl so I could at least have the new 52 version of all of them. Final thoughts on John Stewart here. A great figure, a wonderful addition to my new 52 action figure collection, and a series that it's kind of sad that it's I'm wrapping it up. I think money-wise it'll be great when I can actually say I'm 100% finished. I've got a couple other figures I'd like to pick up, and then I'll do one massive new 52 action figure collection. I love the designs of the new 52 figures. It's nice to have a new, fresh, updated version, and most of the new 52 designs are pretty faithful to their original counterpart, and I feel like the lanterns for the most part really didn't change that much in the new 52 designs. And this John Stewart figure looks great. He looks strong and ready for action. I don't know why I said strong and ready for action. It's like it's a wanted ad. I'm strong and ready for action. So without getting this video any weirder, we're going to sign off here. Today we've been taking a look at DC Collectibles new 52 John Stewart Green Lantern. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off saying we'll see you guys next time.